I did some damage at Kinokuniya, and this is everything that I purchased. This is Lady Chatterley's Lover. I'm currently reading it right now, and I'm annotating this book. I am just so shocked that D.H. Lawrence wrote this book at the time that he did, because it is very progressive for a classic novel. I've been really into sort of like this medieval rise that's going on in pop culture right now, so I felt like now would be the perfect opportunity to read Lapona. I've heard a lot of things about this book. I really enjoyed my year of rest and relaxation, so I can't wait to get into this one. This is the selected poems of Pablo Neruda, who is one of my favorite poets. I have read some of his works like as standalone pieces. I've studied him when I was in school a little bit. That is actually how I first discovered who he was. I can't wait to get into this one. Two books, both by Joan Didion, and these covers are absolutely gorgeous, and I kind of love how they sort of match one another. So The Year of Magical Thinking is writing by Joan, and she talks about how her daughter got like this really terrible illness. Husband suffered like a massive and fatal coronary. So this is basically Joan's writing, just trying to make sense of it all. Let me tell you what I mean. I'm just going to read the blurb in the back for this one, mostly drawn from the earliest parts of her astonishing 5-decade career. Didion writes about a gambler's anonymous meeting, a visit to William Randolph Hearst Castle, and on topics ranging from Nancy Reagan to Robert Mapplethorpe, Martha Stewart, and Ernest Hemingway. This cover was absolutely stunning to me. I picked this book up purely because of the cover and not realizing that this book was about witches, but this book is called The Wax Child. So this novel is actually based off of a 17th century witch trial that happened in Denmark. The Wax Child is a mesmerizing, frightening vision of a time when witches and magic were so real to the human mind as soil and seawater. I also picked up another Shirley Jackson novel. This is The Lottery and Other Stories, a poetry book that I have been dying to read for a really long time, and it is Mary Oliver's Devotion. Love her poetry, and I can't wait to do a full deep dive into her collection. You know I love Clarice Lispector, and I wanted to get another book by Lispector, and I actually got this one, Star of the Star. It seems like a perfectly tiny little read to get through. Subverting ideas of poverty, identity, love, and the art of writing itself, Clarice Lispector's audacious last novel is a haunting portrayal of innocence in a bad world. I can't wait to see what type of mystical experience I'm gonna have with Lispector again. Got a collection of 3 Japanese short stories by Junichiro Tanizaki. This is The Sirens' Lament. Last but not least, I got this novel called Frankenstein in Baghdad, a satirical reimagination of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The main protagonist collects body parts from the dead, which he stitches together to make a corpse. Claims he does it for the government to recognize the body parts as real people so he can give them a proper burial. But the corpse start going missing, and then like a wave of murders happen to sweep across the city. And especially with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein sort of coming out right now, everybody's reading Mary Shelley's version. Everybody's kind of getting into sort of the Frankenstein vibe. I just think this is like a really cool perspective and take on Frankenstein. It caught my interest. I can't wait to give this a read as well.